A friendly neighborhood clown, a respected community member, but there's more than meets the eye. Meet John Wayne Gacy, an ordinary man with an extraordinary hobby. He was known to the folks around him as a jovial figure, a man who brought laughter to children's parties with his clown act. He'd paint his face, don his multicolored suit, and transform into Pogo the Clown, a character as inviting as the man himself seemed to be. But beneath the surface, beneath the cheerful facade and the painted face lay a far different reality. Gacy's life was a study in contrasts, a man who could make a room full of children laugh while harboring secrets as dark as the night. He was not just a clown, he was not just a businessman, he was not just a neighbor, he was a man who wore many faces, none of them truly revealing who he was. But behind the painted smile, a monster lurked, one that the world would soon come to know. A missing boy, a frantic search, and the trail leading to a horrifying discovery. In the quiet heartland of America, a local boy, not yet in his teens, vanished without a trace. A community was thrown into turmoil, united in their desperate search for the missing child. As the days turned into weeks, the hope of finding him alive dwindled, replaced by a chilling dread. The trail of the missing boy led to an unassuming house, home to John Wayne Gacy, the friendly neighborhood clown. Known for his jovial nature and his love for entertaining children, Gacy was the last person anyone would suspect. But what lay beneath the surface was a stark contrast to the cheerful exterior he projected. Investigators turned their attention to Gacy's home, drawn by an unsettling connection. The missing boy was last seen in the company of the seemingly harmless clown. As they dug deeper, they stumbled upon a shocking discovery. A body was found, not of the missing boy, but of another unidentified youth. The house of laughter and joy had been masking a sinister secret. The discovery led to a horrifying realization. Gacy's home was not just a house, it was a tomb. As the investigators excavated further, they unearthed a gruesome secret. The house was the final resting place for numerous young boys, their lives tragically cut short. The friendly clown was not a beacon of joy, but a predator, lurking in the shadows. The shock reverberated through the community. The friendly neighborhood clown, a figure of trust and joy, was unmasked as a monster. The house, once a symbol of safety and happiness, was tainted by the horrifying reality of its dark secret. With each body unearthed, the magnitude of Gacy's crimes became increasingly clear. The community was left to grapple with the chilling reality that the man they had welcomed into their homes was a ruthless killer. The friendly neighborhood clown's house was not a place of joy but a graveyard. The mask was off, the true face revealed, and it was more terrifying than any could have imagined. The initial shock of the discovery had sent ripples of horror through the community, but the aftermath was a tsunami of terror that would change everything. The authorities had only just begun to scratch the surface of the nightmare that was John Wayne Gacy's life. As they delved deeper into the abyss, they found a labyrinth of secrets and deceit that were as twisted as the man himself. This was not just a man who had committed a crime. This was a man who had led a sinister double life. The investigation turned up an alarming number of victims, each one a chilling testament to Gacy's depravity. The sheer magnitude of his atrocities was staggering. The victims were young, their lives abruptly and brutally snuffed out before they had a chance to truly live. They were boys who had trusted the friendly clown, only to be betrayed in the most horrific way possible. Each victim's story was a gut-wrenching tale of innocence lost and life stolen. They were strangled, tortured, their bodies hidden away like discarded toys. The details of their deaths were a macabre symphony of suffering that seemed to echo from the very walls of Gacy's house. As the investigators pieced together the gruesome puzzle, the image that emerged was of a monster, a predator hiding behind the jovial facade of a clown. But the clown mask was now off, and the terrifying reality was laid bare for all to see. The community, once charmed by the funny man with the painted face, was now recoiling in horror. The cheerful entertainer who had once brought laughter to children's parties was now the stuff of nightmares. The friendly neighbor was now a terrifying figure of evil, a symbol of the darkness that can lurk within the most ordinary of people. John Wayne Gacy the clown was no more, now he was John Wayne Gacy the killer. A community shattered, a nation horrified, and a legacy of fear that continues to this day. John Wayne Gacy's trial was a spectacle that gripped the country. As details of his heinous crimes came to light, a collective gasp of horror echoed across the nation. The courtroom was a chaotic mix of disbelief, outrage, and profound sorrow, as the magnitude of his unspeakable actions sunk in. The impact on the victims' families was devastating. Parents were forced to grapple with the unimaginable loss of their children, their grief amplified by the brutal manner in which their lives were stolen. Siblings were left grappling with the empty space once filled by their brothers, their childhood innocence forever lost. Friends were left to wonder how the young men they knew became prey to such a monstrous predator. The shockwaves of Gacy's crimes rippled through the community. Neighbors questioned how they could have lived alongside such a monster, oblivious to the horror that was unfolding in their midst. Trust was shattered, replaced with a pervasive sense of unease. The man they knew as a jovial clown, a friendly face in the community, was in reality a ruthless killer. The revelation sent a chilling message that evil could lurk anywhere, even in the heart of their suburban haven. On a broader scale, Gacy's case left an indelible mark on society. It challenged the notion of safety in one's own neighborhood, instilling a deep-seated fear of the unknown. It underscored the harsh reality that monsters could exist among us, hidden behind the veil of normalcy. It sparked a national conversation about the nature of evil and the need for increased vigilance in our communities. John Wayne Gacy's story serves as a chilling reminder that monsters can hide in plain sight, lurking behind the most unsuspecting faces. His legacy is a haunting testament to the depths of human depravity, the fragility of trust, and the enduring impact of his chilling crimes. His story continues to echo through the years, a grim reminder of the darkness that can lie beneath a seemingly ordinary facade.